Right. Welcome. Welcome
Yeah.
to the maths class.
Yeah. Mom, can you tell in which topic we are? Like lesson or topic?
See, today we'll be starting a new topic, elementary shapes. Okay.
Mom, understanding elementary shapes, right?
Understanding elementary shapes chapter we are going to start today. And
Yeah.
before that, we have completed integers. We have done ratio and proportions. Algebra we have done. We have done 3-4 chapters. Okay.
Yeah.
And you tell me what you have done in your school.
Mom, like we did integers, algebra, but we are not done with ratio and proportions, mom.
Okay.
Na school.
Okay. Otherwise, everything is done. Only
Yeah,
ratio
mom.
and proportions
Almost,
is there.
almost each and every chapters are done. Also, this understanding elementary shapes.
Okay. That's nice. Never mind, if you have done something, it will be a revision for you. Most of
Yeah.
the children are doing revision only. At this point of the year, most of the children are doing revisions.
Okay.
The syllabus is almost over in every school. Okay.
Yeah.
So hardly 1 or 2 chapters are left. Never mind, we'll do that.
Yes.
Good evening, Switej.
Good evening, ma'am.
How are you?
Fine, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good too. I'll just wait for 1 or 2 minutes so that others can also join, then we'll start. Good evening, Adrit.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, are you people done with perimeter and area?
Yes, mensuration also we have done.
Okay, ma'am.
No problem, Charvik. If you want to do something, you can ask me. If you have any doubt in any chapter, you can ask me. Okay, we will again, we might do the revision also.
Ma'am, are we starting or did we start already?
We are already, the time is started. I'm just waiting for 1 or 2 minutes so that the
Ma'am,
students
not
will.
like that. Ma'am, are we starting elementary shapes or did we start already elementary shapes?
No. Today is the first day we are starting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have 3 classes in a week. That's for maths. That's Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So today is the first class of this week. Okay, let's begin. Good evening, Aishwarya.
Good evening, ma'am.
So let's begin. Okay. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
today we are going to start the new chapter, that is understanding elementary shapes. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We are done with integers, so we will be starting this chapter now. So elementary means, what do you mean by elementary? Elementary means the basic.
Yes.
Okay, understanding basic shapes. Okay, before you move on to higher geometry, you need to understand all the baselines. What kind of lines are there? What kind of figures are there? Then angles. How do we compare lines? What type of angles are there? And what all are there about angles and other things? Okay, triangles, quadrilaterals. Okay, but before we begin with the chapter part, the exercises part, I'm going to give you some introduction, what is all there in the book. Okay, so let's move to another page. This one. Okay, now, do you all know about point? What is a point?
Ma'am, it's a dot.
It's a dot.
Ma'am, it's a dot
What?
which helps us to join lines. Sorry, it's a dot which helps us to make lines.
Which helps us to make lines. Yes.
I mean, a point do not have length and breadth.
Yes. Point
Ma'am,
does
and
not have-
also we.
it
Ma'am,
has
also.
size. That means no width, no breadth, no length, no height, nothing.
I mean,
It's just point is just, a point in a space.
Ma'am, a point do not have any measures.
Point do not have any measures. Point is such a thing which tells us the exact location of anything. Okay? Point
And it's denoted by a capital letter.
it is also denoted by a capital letter, say A, B, or whatever. Okay? So this is point. And Charvik, you tell me what is line?
A line has a starting
Ma'am,
point and ending point.
ma'am,
Okay.
a line is made up of points and it has a starting and ending points.
Yes. It has starting and ending points, a line.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, also,
No, what can you say about a number line? You must have studied about number lines, in your junior classes also. What can you
ma'am,
say
like I
about
can't
that?
define, ma'am, like I can't define, but I'm trying to.
Hmm.
We use number line for calculating, like,
Hmm.
ma'am, like multiplication, division,
Okay,
integers
tell
also.
me. Okay, tell me. Does it have a starting point and an end point? A number line?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Which is the end point?
Ma'am,
Which are
like,
those?
There is no end point.
Who is this? Saying without asking. Be quiet, bache, until I ask you. I'll give turn to everyone. Yes, Charvik.
ma'am, like it has, ma'am.
Then what is it?
Sorry, ma'am, I was confused.
Okay, never mind. Okay, see, a line is something which has no end point. It goes on. It has no starting point. It has no end point. Okay.
Okay.
See, if you take, it's just a number line is an example of this. It has no end point. The more you go towards right, it will keep on going. Okay, the more you go towards left, it will keep on going. It has no end on either side. Okay, so a line has no end point and no starting point. Okay,
Yeah.
so this was line. And Afan, you tell me what is a line segment?
Ma'am, I don't know. Line segment.
Okay, line segment is just, yes, Rishit, tell me. Yes.
Line segment is the shortest distance between 2 points.
Okay, line segment is a part of a line. Yes, very true, Rishit. You said correct. Line segment is a part of a line. That means it has some fixed length. It has a starting point, it has an end point also. It has a fixed length.
Yes, sir.
It is a part of that line.
Yes, sir.
Suppose
Ma'am, it's a portion between 2 points also.
yes, it's a portion of the big line. Now, suppose if this is a number line and I take out this much portion from -2 to +2, if I take out this portion, now this portion becomes the line segment and its length is also defined.
Yes,
Okay, it's 4 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 centimeters. So that is a line segment which has a starting point also, which has an end point also. It has two fixed points. Okay. Then what about a ray? Adrit will tell me what is a ray.
Yes, ma'am, a ray has one endpoint,
Mhm.
and in one more side, it can extend infinity.
Yes, it has a starting point and it goes on. It has no end point. A ray has only a starting point and no end point. For example, you can say sun rays. Okay, sun rays. A sun is the starting point. Sun emits rays and it goes on in all directions. Is it? Like this, like
Yes.
this, like this, like this. So it has a starting point. It has no end point. Okay. Then this was about line, which you might have studied in your junior class also. Now let's talk about comparing lines. When I talk about comparing lines means if I'm given two lines, one line is this, another line is this. Okay, what can I tell about this? Now if see, these are the two lines. If I want to compare these two lines, one is a smaller line, one is a longer line. Okay, so first thing is that I can compare the two lines just by observation. Just by seeing at it, I can say one line is short, one line is long.
No, ma'am.
No?
Ma'am,
No?
like depending upon the difference, ma'am, if one is 3 centimeter and the other one is 5 centimeter, we can, but one
Yes.
is 3.9 and the other one is 4 centimeter, we cannot.
That we cannot. So just by estimation, just by observation, we can say that one line is short, one line is tall until we measure it very accurately. Okay, and the second method is by tracing. We keep a tracing paper on one line, we measure the length, then we keep that on the other line and we measure. So we'll get to know that whether one line is short and other one is long.
And we can use like a divider also.
Okay. Third method is a ruler. We can use the ruler also.
Yes,
With
ma'am.
the scale that you generally use in your geometry box. With scale, we can measure the length. Suppose this length is 3 centimeters. Suppose I'm just assuming. And this length is 5 centimeters. So we can measure it with the scale. Okay.
Yes.
Now, fourth thing is the box. See, one is a
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. Ma'am? Ma'am, can you hear us? Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. A divider is something where you have two pointers.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Compass is something where you have just one pointer and you have space for a pencil.
Yes, sir.
The divider is that where you have two needles. So what do you do with the divider is that you suppose this is the line, you open the divider, you keep your divider at one pointer at one point, like suppose A, and another pointer at another point. And you just open the divider like this, one needle over here and one needle over here. This is your divider. Okay, like this. Some kind of like this. Okay, divider. Two pointers are there. Then you have your scale. You keep this divider on the scale. and you measure the length. Now suppose this was like this. So you keep this pointer at this point and another pointer wherever you have the other pointer. Then you measure the length on the scale. You get it?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, instead of using the divider, can we directly use a ruler, right? Why they use divider?
I'm coming to that point also.
Yes.
I'm coming to that. Okay. So with divider, what do? You keep one needle at one point, another needle at other point, and then you take that divider, the open divider, and keep it on the ruler and check your measurement. Okay. But why do we do that? The reason. See now, if I have to compare which gives me an accurate measurement between ruler and a divider. So ruler and divider are those things which give me some measurement about a line. Okay. So divider is the thing which gives me an accurate measurement, even better than a ruler. This is because the thickness of the ruler sometimes makes slight errors. Okay. Your measurement can be inaccurate with the ruler, but with divider, your measurement cannot be inaccurate. It is always accurate until you are holding the divider correctly.
Yes.
Okay. You must know how to hold the divider, take it carefully. So it gives the accurate measurement. Even a difference of 0.1 matters. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ritesh, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
So are you understanding why how the divider gives us the accurate measurement?
Yes, ma'am.
Because sometimes you must have seen the rulers are thick. So sometimes that thickness might cause, slight errors in your accuracy.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Okay. Now moving ahead, let's talk about angles now. This is a basic introduction which I am giving you about the chapter so that when you do the exercise part, you won't have any problem. So now let's talk about angles.
Now I didn't understand about tracing.
Yes.
Now I didn't understand about tracing.
Tracing is, suppose I draw a line on a paper and you keep a tracing paper on this. Okay, you can just do an experiment, draw a line on a paper and you keep a tracing paper. You know what is a tracing paper?
Yes, ma'am.
Some butter paper, some parchment paper kind of
Yeah.
tracing paper. You keep the tracing paper here. You have two lines. You keep your tracing paper on one line and draw a line over that. Just look into the line and make a line on the tracing paper. Then take the tracing paper, keep it on the other line. Okay. Now I marked this line on the tracing paper. Then I took the tracing paper and I kept on the other line. So what will I see? That my tracing paper is showing me line only this much, but this line is longer. So what can I say about the line? That the line which I traced first was shorter than the second line.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So this is one thing where I can compare the two lines, is it?
Yeah, ma'am.
You get it now?
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
Okay. Now let's do angles. Now in angles, I want to say first about right angles. Now, what are first right angles? Tell me. Angles are those things. Angles are, the space. If two rays, yes, when two rays are joined like this, when they have a common point here, the space, the angle between them is called angle. Okay? Are you getting? This is called angle. That means the space, see in the example, very common example I can give you of a door. When you open the door, this is the door of your house. Like, suppose this is the door. Is it like this something? So when you are opening the door or closing the door, what happens? This is the fixed line. This is the fixed frame of the door.
Yes, sir.
And when you are opening the door, so what happens? Some angle is made over here, is it? And when you close the door, it comes closer, closer, closer and gets closed. When you open it, it becomes straight. Okay, so that also you come to know.
Ma'am,
Okay.
ma'am, just like intersecting lines, if the intersecting rays are known as angles.
Yes. See, when two lines intersect, intersecting means when they meet at one point.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these two lines are making some angle.
Yes, ma'am.
These two lines are making some angle. These two lines are making some angle. These two lines are making some angles. Okay. Intersecting lines makes angles between them. And if I talk about parallel lines, they do not make
Parallel
any
lines
angle.
do not make any angle
Yes,
because they won't
they,
meet.
yes, because they never meet. Okay. Right. So now coming to right angles. Now, if I have one line like this, and I have another line like this, standing straight on top of the other. Okay. Are you getting? It is not slant. The standing line should not be slant at all. Okay. If it is a slant line, that means it's not a right angle. This is not making a right angle. Okay. It has to be straight. So the straight line which falls on other line, base line, it makes a 90-degree angle here. Okay, so right angle is always 90 degrees. Okay, are you getting, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Right angle is always 90 degrees. Please don't put off your videos. Afan, Ridesh, Aishwarya. Keep your videos on.
Ma'am, I'm sick.
Who is saying?
Afan, ma'am.
Okay, never mind. You can put on your videos.
Okay.
Okay. Ridesh, please put on your video. Ridesh, where are you? Okay. Keep your video on and sit straight. Okay, so this was 90 degree. When you have a standing line, an erect line on the baseline, any erect line, erect means a straight line. It should not be slanting like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, whatever. It should not be slanting at all. So the exact straight line makes 90-degree angle with the baseline. You get it? This type of angle is called right angle. Okay. And we call, now suppose if I extend this line further here. Okay. This line is extended and the standing line is here. So what I call it? I call it a perpendicular line.
Perpendicular line.
Okay, any straight line which makes 90 degrees angle with the baseline is called a perpendicular line. So this side also it's making 90-degree angle. This side also it's making 90-degree angle. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
You get it? Are you understanding,
Yes, ma'am.
children? Afan,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
understanding? Charvik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that means this straight line is making right angle on both sides of the line. Now see, if you add these two angles, 90 plus 90.
It will be 180.
180.
180.
It becomes 180 degree.
Ma'am, then it will be a straight angle.
Straight angle.
Yes. So that means when you add these two angles, it becomes 180 degree. Like this, it becomes a straight angle. So that means 290 degrees make straight angle.
One straight angle.
Okay. Okay. Now I'll talk about perpendicular bisector. Right. Now suppose this is the standing line. On this base line, I made a perpendicular. Okay, this much you have understood perpendiculars.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now suppose this standing line divides. Now this line measures from here to here. Suppose this line is A, this is B. And the length is suppose 8 centimeters. That means AB length is 8 centimeters. Now I have a perpendicular here at this point, say point C. Now suppose if this perpendicular line divides this baseline into two equal parts, then I call it a perpendicular bisector. Bisector means anything that divides the line into equal parts. Bisector is something that divides into equal parts. You get it?
Ma'am, can you
Everyone,
explain it again?
yes, I will explain again. See, we spoke about perpendicular first. Perpendicular means anything that is making 90 degrees angle. Yes? Show me thumbs up if you have understood this part. Okay. Now bisector means anything that divides. Anything that, a line that divides into equal parts. Equal parts. Here equal word is very important. Anything, any line which divides the other line into equal parts. Okay? This means bisector. Now this is the perpendicular. This is dividing line AB into two equal parts. One part is this is 4 centimeters. This is other part is this, which is again 4 centimeters. That means I can say AC is 4 centimeters and CB is 4 centimeters.
Yes, ma'am. I got it.
Is it? Others, did you
Yes, ma'am.
understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Show me a thumbs up if you all have understood. Great. Ridesh, what about you? Ridesh, I'm asking you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then show your thumbs up. Respond something.
Oh.
Okay. So,
Ma'am, can I off my camera because my battery is running low?
okay. Then put it on charging also. Put on the cable.
Yes, ma'am, I'm putting.
Okay. Charvik, you understood perpendicular bisector?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Perpendicular is something that makes 90-degree angle with the baseline. Bisector is that which divides the baseline into two equal parts. Okay? You got it? So that is called perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector. Perpendicular bisector does two jobs. Okay? 90-degree also, and it divides also into two equal parts. Okay? It does two jobs. One job is this, other job is this. So that's why it has two names. Perpendicular means making 90-degree angle with the baseline. Right? Okay. This was about right angles. So for right angles, we studied three things. That is, right angle is 90-degree. Right angle is called perpendicular also with the baseline. Right angle, it is called perpendicular bisector also if it divides the baseline into two equal parts. Get it? Okay, now moving further. Other angle was straight line. So that I told you already, 290 degrees angle. When you add two 90-degree angles, it gives you a straight line. That means like this straight angle. That is 180 degree. We call it straight angle. The next is complete angle. Complete. The name itself says about this. Complete angle. That means,
360.
yes, suppose this is some line and I make some angle with this. This complete angle is 360
degrees.
Okay. It started from 0 degrees. 0, then 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, so on, it till
490 degrees
360
make us
degrees.
360 degrees.
Okay, this complete angle is 360 degrees. Okay. Next, coming to acute angle.
Ma'am, it is in between of 0 angle to 0 degree to 90 degrees.
It starts from 0. Okay, 0 degree.
Ma'am, it's
0 degree is
in
nothing.
between.
It's, see, 0 degree is no angle. 0 degree is just the line. It starts from that line and moves forward. until
Ma'am,
it completes the whole circle.
And the word itself says that acute angle.
Huh. Okay, so acute angle is that acute angle. Now suppose if I have this angle here, this is my 90-degree angle. Okay, now acute angle is something, those angles which falls between 0 to 90 degree. Those
that
angles which are falling between this range 0 to 90 are all called acute angles.
See it on a protractor also.
You can check with protector. In your protector, you can see all those angles which are lying between 0 and 90 are called acute angles. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone has any doubts, please ask.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Afan, all clear?
Ma'am.
Adil, Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay,
understood.
great. Tritej?
Ma'am, I understood, no doubt.
Okay, let me ask others also. Who else is there? Ridesh? Jarvik?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood this?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So far, whatever we have learned here, is there any doubt in any part, any portion?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. We'll go ahead. Now, all those angles falling between 0 to 90 are called acute angles. Now, we'll talk about obtuse angles.
Ma'am, obtuse angles are the angles which are in between 90 to 180.
Great. That's great. Absolutely right. So, those angles which fall between 90 to 180. Here I have my 90 degrees. Here is 180 degrees. So, all those angles falling between 90 and 180 are all obtuse. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then we have reflex angle.
Reflex angles are the angles which are in between 180 to 360.
Great, very good. So those angles which are greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees are all reflex angles. All angles greater than 180 and lying between 180 to 360 degrees are all reflex angles.
Ma'am, I have a doubt now.
Yes.
Ma'am, why do we not consider 270 degrees in this?
270 degree of, see, all angles are reflexive. Even if you take angles between 180 to 270, that will be reflexive only. Okay, and even if you take angle above 270, that will also be reflexive.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so 180 to 270 is also reflexive. 270 to 360 is also reflexive. So all those angles greater than 180 are all reflexive angles. Okay. Okay. Now, see, when I talk about angles, now suppose if I have an angle like this, okay, this was the line. I say that this is my acute angle. Then what will be this angle?
It will be obtuse.
It
Ma'am,
is an obtuse. You know? Just by seeing, you can say that this line is a slant line, so this smaller part is acute and larger part is obtuse.
Yes.
But had it been a straight line, you would have said it's 90 degrees. This side also
Yes,
it's
sir.
90 degree, this side also 90 degree, is it? Just by observation. We are not doing anything with the protector now. Okay, just by observation, just by looking at it, we can say the smaller part is
Ma'am?
acute. Yes.
Ma'am, in finding the name of the angle, we do not require any protractor, but to find the measure of an angle, we need a protractor.
Yes, exactly. To find the accurate measurements, then we need a protector.
Yes.
But when we are just looking and doing, so this is just, in the elementary part that we are doing. You will come to protector part also. We will do the measurements also. Okay. Then next is coming to clockwise and anti-clockwise direction.
Yeah.
Clockwise, the name itself says, no?
Yes, ma'am. The
Clockwise means-
direction in which the clock rotates.
Anything that goes with the direction of a clock is called clockwise.
Ma'am, and we can easily understand these angles related to angles by seeing a clock.
Yes, clock makes so many angles. Clock is such
Yes.
an example which will give you all examples of any kind of angle.
Yes.
It shows you an acute angle, it shows you obtuse angle, it shows you straight angle, it shows you reflex, it shows you complete angle. You know, clock is the best example for this. Okay, now coming to clockwise and anti-clockwise. See, how does the needles of the clock move?
From right.
Mom, to the right side.
To the right side, this side, no? From
You
like
wrote
this.
wrong, Mom. Mom, you wrote
No.
wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But instead of 6,
Yes,
you wrote
ma'am, you wrote
Okay,
nine.
okay, okay, okay. Okay, so clock moves like this. So needles of the clock, you must have seen, they're all moving this side. Have you seen any clock moving like this in the opposite direction?
No, Mom.
Needles moving like this? No, we have never seen. Okay, so this direction which moves like a direction of a clock needle is called clockwise direction, right? And the opposite direction of this is called anti-clockwise,
Clockwise.
right? Anti means opposite,
Opposite.
anti-clockwise.
Mom, or else to the left side.
Yes, to the left side. This is the left side. This is the right side. Okay, and in the clock, one more thing, look here. See, suppose if I have my needle here and my other needle here, okay, so that means what angle is it making? Now see.
Right.
Mom, right angle.
Yes, it's making right angle. How can I say this making a right angle? See this.
Mom,
And
because
because
Mom,
the
it's
angle is
facing to
90
90
degrees.
degrees.
Okay, this angle is 90 degrees. See, when it is like this, directly opposite, it is making 180 degrees. Okay, and half of this is here. So it's making 90 degree here, 90 degree here. If I have anything like this, 90 degree, 90 degree. That means this is 1/4. Okay. So you can see from here, from 12 to 1 is 5 minutes is, we can call it a gap. 5 minutes gap is there.
Yes, Mom.
Here also there is 5 minutes gap. 5 minutes gap. Okay, so that means 3 gaps are there. 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Getting?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, ma'am.
So that means it's 15 minutes. Okay. 3 gaps is making 90 degrees. Okay. So 90 by 3. Now, if I take this 90 degree here, this much portion, the colored part, 90 degree and the whole is 360 degrees. So 90 by 360 will give me what?
270.
90 divided by 360. I divide this by 10. I
Divided
get
by,
9 and 36.
And we get
Then
1 by
again
4.
I divide by, yes, again I divide by 9. I will get 9 ones are 9, 9 fours are 36. So this gives me 1/4 fraction. Is it? That means this part is 1/4 of the complete space. You got it?
Yes.
Yes, Mom.
Yes. And if I take another half also this one, what will I
Mom,
get?
2 by 4.
Yes, 1/4 and another 1/4. So that will be
Mom, 2,
Ma'am,
4.
we can write it 1 by 2 also.
2/4. So when I divide this with 2, I get 1/2.
Yes.
Get it?
Yes, sir.
Show me your thumbs up if you all have understood. Great. Now if I take another part of this, now
We
there are
get 3 by 4.
yes,
Mom, 3/4.
now I have 3. Now I have 3/4 parts. So that's 3/4.
Yes.
Now
Ma'am,
if I
and
take
we cannot cancel it.
now if I take another part, the left
4 by
4
4.
by 4.
so that's
4 by 4,
4.
1 whole.
So that means 4 ones are 4 ones are 1 by 1. That's 1. So that means 1 is complete. Complete, or you can say word whole also. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, an example of, suppose this is a pizza and you take a part of it, you divide it into, you just take out one part of it. That means how much portion have you eaten?
Ma'am, 1/4.
1/4.
1/4. And if you eat the other half, other quarter part also,
1/2.
1/2.
if you take another part also,
3/4.
3/4.
3/4. And if you take this also, you eat
One.
the whole thing, you
Whole.
don't leave anything for others.
1.
Whole.
You have taken complete part,
Yes.
right?
It's 1.
It's 1. Okay. Now this 1/4 is called quarter,
Quarter.
Quarter.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
1/2 is called
Half.
Half.
half. 3/4 is what?
Ma'am, quarter half.
No name.
Ma'am.
Okay? There is no specific name for
Yes,
this.
ma'am.
Okay, we just call it 3/4. There is no specific name for this. Okay, and complete part, that is one
Whole.
is whole.
Whole.
Yes, whole. WHOLE, not whole.
Yes, ma'am.
HO, not HOLE, whole.
Ma'am, they are homophones.
Whole. Okay. So clear this much. Let's go ahead. Coming to triangles now. Or we'll do some exercise. We'll do the triangle and quadrilateral part afterwards. Okay, let's come to the exercise.
Ma'am, on this Sunday's objective test, do we have understanding elementary shapes or integers?
Elementary shapes. I've already given the syllabus. Didn't you go through it?
No,
I've
ma'am,
put
like
it
I
in-
didn't saw the message.
Okay, I didn't see you didn't see the message. Okay, you checked the message. I've already given.
Okay, ma'am.
Elementary shapes is the chapter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, let's come to the exercise part. Now we have discussed these basic things. Okay, divider, pointer, everything. Okay, coming to the first exercise of this. Now, what is the disadvantage in comparing line segment by mere observation? Now, if I just observe by observation, if I compare the two lines,
Ma'am, we do not get the accurate measure.
exactly, we don't get the accurate measurement. We can only say this is long, this is short, this is tall, okay? But we cannot say the exact measurement.
Ma'am, we can compare, but we cannot say the measure.
Yes. Okay, so this is the disadvantage by only observation. So you can make a note of it. If anyone wants to write, you can write down.
No.
Okay, now second part is, why is it better to use a divider than a ruler while measuring the length of a line segment?
Ma'am,
Now,
because the divider gives...
no, it's Rishit, you will not say all the answers.
Okay.
Let me give chance to others also. Charvik, you tell me.
Yeah. Ma'am, because a divider gives a good measurement other than the ruler, ma'am.
But how? How does it give a good measurement?
Ma'am, ma'am, I know the answer, but I'm unable to explain that.
See, I said the thickness of the ruler may cause some difficulty in measuring the accuracy.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
The thickness of the ruler. So what is the hindrance? Hindrance in ruler, using a ruler, is the thickness. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Now, third question is, draw any line segment, say AB. Now, see children, whenever we are writing line segment, we always put a bar. Okay, now suppose
Yes.
if I have some line segment P to Q or A to B and I have to write it, I will always put a bar here. Okay, this is the symbol used for a line segment. Okay, that means it has a starting point, it has an end point. So draw any line segment, say AB, take any point C, line in between A and B. Okay, I drew a line AB and it's saying take a point C in between A and B. Taken, measure the lengths of AB, BC and AC. Now I have to measure the lengths of AB, BC. Okay, you draw in your notebooks now, draw a line Everyone please draw a line in your notebooks AB and measure these lengths. Measure this length also, measure AC also, measure CD also. And check whether AB is equal to AC plus CD. Is it coming correct? Are the both sides, left side equal to right side? Check. Draw a line. Take a point in between. Write the measurement of AB. Write the measurement of AC. Write the measurement of CD. And then compare them like this.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. What is it? Are both sides equal or not?
Yes, ma'am, they're equal. AB is equals to AC plus CB.
Yes, that means C is some point in the middle of A and B.
Yes, ma'am. I also got all the lengths equal.
Yes, so you have proved it. Okay, great. Others, have you done? Afan, Chadwick?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Aishwarya done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Done, ma'am.
great. Now coming to next question. Question number 4. If A, B, and C are 3 points on a line such that AB is 5 centimeters, BC is 3 centimeters, and AC is 8 centimeters, which one of them lies between the other two? Now it's saying if you have 3 points on a line, okay, these are 3 points
Is
on a
it
line.
B?
So that means if it is saying, now suppose this point is A, AB is saying 5 centimeters, BC is 3 centimeters, and AC is 8 centimeters. From here to here it is 8 centimeters. Which one of them lies between the other? Now
And
which
B.
point is lying between the other?
B.
B is lying?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Next is verify whether D is the midpoint of AG. Now A is here, G is here. A is at 1, G is at 7. That means from 1 to 7. 7 minus 1 is 6.
Yes.
So that's 6 centimeters. The distance is A to G is 6 centimeters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you have to show whether D is the midpoint. Is D the midpoint? This
Yes,
is
ma'am.
D.
Yes, ma'am.
See, it has 3 centimeters towards the left side like this.
Yes,
1,
Yes, ma'am.
2, 3.
A, B,
And
C, and
3
E, F, G.
Ma'am, and the other side it has again 3 centimeters.
Again 3 centimeters. Okay, so 3 centimeters here and 3 centimeters here. So D is the midpoint. Okay. Now question number 6. If B is the midpoint of AC, now we have any line B, any line AC, where it's saying B is the midpoint and C is the midpoint of BD, where ABCD lies on the straight line. Say that AB is equal to BD, CD. Now what will you do here? Okay, now suppose if I take a point here A. Okay, now it's saying B is the midpoint of AC. Now I have some point A line AC. Now it's saying B is the midpoint of AC. This much you got it? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
B is the midpoint of AC. And C is the midpoint of BD. Now D is here.
D midpoint will be C.
And C is the midpoint of B and D. Okay, where ABCD lie on a straight line. Says that. So can I say that AB is equal to CD? Can I say that AB is equal to CD? AB
Yes,
is equal to CD? See, because this part is equal to this part. And this part is equal to this part. So that means all the parts are equal.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it?
Yes, ma'am.
AB is equal to BC. And BC is equal to CD. So BC is equal to both the parts. So that means BC is common for both. So I can say AB is equal to CD. Simple.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
we can say AB is proportion to CD.
Yes. Okay. Right? Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, in the same question, ma'am, if they give AB is equals to AC, then it's not correct.
Oh, then it's not correct. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now see the next question, number 7. Draw 5 triangles and measure their sides. Now it's saying draw 5 triangles and measure their sides. Okay. So for example, I'll draw one triangle. Okay. And measure their sides. Okay. Suppose this is 2 centimeters, this is 3, this is 4. Okay. I'm just taking an example. You will do in your notebooks now.
I'm
So,
totally.
measure their sides. Check in each case if the sum of the lengths of any two sides is always less than the third sides. It's saying you have to check whether the sum of the two sides. That means if I take any sum of the two sides, if I take sum of two sides, suppose I have taken 2 centimeters and 3 centimeters. So that means it's less. Is it less than the third side? No, it is not less than the third side. Third side is 4 centimeters, no? That means sum of the two side is not less than the third side. Let me take other example. Okay. 3 plus 4. Okay. I'm adding these two sides. Is it less than the third side? No, it's 7. So it's greater than the third side. Okay. If I take these two sides, 2 plus 4, is it less than the third side? No, 2 plus 4 is 6. It's greater than third side. So what I'm getting here is the sum of two sides is always greater than the third side, is it? In every situation, I've got the same. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's saying, so what is to be told here is the sum of the lengths of two sides is never less than the third side. It's always greater than the third side. It's never less than the third side. And always greater. Now do this for 3, 4 triangles. Make 4 triangles and check yourself. One I have done. You do the rest 4. Make 4 triangles in your notebooks and check whether the sum of two sides is greater than the third side or less than the third side. Do it quickly. Make 4 triangles and find out for each one.
Three, three.
Yes, Adil, do. Aren't you doing?
Ma'am, I'm done.
Okay, what did you find?
Ma'am, I got various centimeters, various measurements, ma'am.
Okay, then compare, no? For each triangle, compare whether the sum of two sides is greater than the third side or not. It's greater or lesser than the third side.
Yeah, ma'am.
Ma'am, out of 4 triangles, I got one triangle is greater, but the other one are less one.
What is greater?
Ma'am, triangle.
No, the sum of two sides is greater than the third side or less than the third side.
Ma'am, greater than the third side.
Yes. So this is showing that in all your examples, you must have seen that the sum of two sides is always greater than the third side.
Ma'am,
Okay.
C also got greater than the other side.
So sum of two sides is always greater than the third side. Okay. So this you have checked now. The sum of lengths of two sides is never less than the third side. It is always greater. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Great. Okay.
Done, ma'am.
Very good. Very good, Sritej. Nice. Others also show me your notebooks. Show me your notebooks.
Ma'am, I wrote it in a paper. Is it fine?
Yes, it's fine. Wherever you have done, show me. Yes, good, Charvik. Yes, Adrit. Yes, great. Aishwarya, show me your work.
Ma'am, one second, ma'am. I have some trouble with my camera.
Okay. Afan, have you done? Afan is not well today. Afan. Okay. Okay, Aishwarya.
Yes, ma'am.
Afan, have you done? Have you
Ma'am,
made-
like your voice is like breaking for me. I don't have good Wi-Fi and I'm sick, so I can't talk.
Okay. Okay, no problem. No problem. Excused for today, okay? Never mind. Okay. Now angles, right angle. Let's move on to the angle part. Here. Here. Okay. Now see this in this exercise. The first question asks you, what fraction of a clockwise revolution does the hour hand of a clock turn through when it goes from 3 to 9? Now, if the needle of the clock, when it moves in the clockwise direction, when it moves from 3 to 9, there is 3 in the clock. Everyone make a clock in your notebook. Make a clock in your notebook.
I'm sorry, can you repeat what you told?
I said, I just read the question, first question. What
Yeah.
fraction of a clockwise revolution? Now, clockwise in the direction of clock. Now, it's asking fraction and clockwise revolution. Does the hour hand of a clock turn through when it goes from 3 to 9? Now, this is the hour hand of the clock. The small hand is called hour hand. When it goes from 3 to 9, how much fraction is it covering in a clockwise direction? How much of the fraction is it covering?
Ma'am, 1/2.
Yes. How can you say this 1/2?
Ma'am, because it is like did half a revolution of the clock.
Yes, great. See, I said 15 minutes is making 90 degrees. Okay, here it makes 90 degrees. So 90 plus 90 is 180.
180.
So 180 divided by 360 is the complete. How do you take the fraction?
Ma'am, 1/2.
The portion you write as a numerator and the whole you write in the denominator. So zeros cancel. Why I'm cancelling zeros? Because I'm dividing by 10.
Yes,
I can see 110, that means I divide by 10. So I get 18 by 36. Now again, if I divide this by 9, what I get? 9 2s is 18, 9 4s is 36. Now again I divide by 2. What will I get? 2 1s is 2, 2 2s is 4. Now 1/2 I cannot divide it further. Okay, so this is the fraction. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone has any doubts? So that's making half a fraction. Okay, we are asked to find the fraction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now
Ma'am?
tell me. Yes.
Ma'am, in our school, these questions I only solved them on the board, ma'am.
Okay, very nice. Good, Rishit. Okay, now next question is 4 to 7. Now, if the needles of a clock are moving from 4 to 7, 4 is here, 7 is here. So what will that be? Just check out how many, what fraction is that? If the needle of a clock is moving from 4 to 7. Charvik will tell me this. Charvik?
Ma'am, I'm still doing it now.
Huh.
Ma'am, can I say Rishit?
Just a second, Rishit. Let me give turn to others also.
Okay, ma'am.
I know you can do.
Ma'am, done, ma'am.
Good, Sritej. Sritej, you also wait. Let me ask somebody else. Where is Mr. Ridesh? Ridesh,
Ma'am,
I
he left.
can't see Mr. Ridesh. Ridesh must have left.
Yes, sir.
Aishwarya, you tell me the answer.
Ma'am, I'm not getting it.
Okay. Aishwarya, tell me the answer. If you've got.
Yes, ma'am. The answer is 1 by 4.
Great. It's 1 by 4. Very good, Aishwarya. Okay, now I'll explain you. Charvik, please listen carefully. See here, Charvik. Hello, Charvik is there.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, Charvik, I said 3 gaps. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
15 minutes is, 3 gaps. 4 to 5 is 1 gap here. 5 to 6 is another gap. 6 to 7 is another gap. 3 gaps, 5 minutes. So 15 minutes makes the angle 90 degree at the center.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when I take 90 degrees, 90 degrees is a portion of this, of the whole. 90 degree is some portion of the whole. So I take the portion part in the numerator and the whole part in the denominator. Okay. Then what do? I divide this by 10. By dividing by 10, I get 10 nines are 90.
9 by 3,
And 10, 36 here. Now again, 9 by 36, I can divide this by 9. Okay, because both these numbers come in the table of 9. 9 ones is 9, 9 fours is
1 by
36.
4.
Okay,
ma'am.
so I get 1 by 4. Now 1 by 4 cannot be divided further, is it? There is nothing common other than 1 here. So this is the fraction.
Okay, ma'am, I got it.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay, so you must try. I'll give you some homework also. Okay, so for now, the class time is over. Have you all understood
Yes,
what,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
whatever we studied today?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
any doubts in anything?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Crystal clear.
Was it helpful to you?
Yes,
Yes,
Ma'am.
ma'am.
Great. Okay, I'll give you some homework also. After some time, you can check out the homework.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for today. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Bye, beta.